It has never even crossed my mind that I would never graduate from high school. Hell, it's never even crossed my mind that I would not go to college. I was raised in a house worth roughly $900K. I've gone on at least 2 vacations a year, and no one in my family is considered poor or even lower class. I grew up under the impression that my family's wealth, and by extension, my wealth, had no effect on how I viewed the world. Well, this changed about a week ago. College has been a huge culture shock for me, especially the first week. I've always communicated with the impression that the person listening understands the words I'm saying. In other words, if I were to tell someone that they're an energetic person, I would assume they knew what I meant. Lively, very animated, full of energy, so on and so forth. This was not the case my first week of college. I would tell jokes that myself and my friends back home would find funny that no one else here would get. At first, I thought I was genuinely socially awkward. The things I was saying were not funny because they were, well, genuinely not funny, and I had some sick, twisted sense of humor. My viewpoint changed about a week ago, when I was hanging out with some of my floor mates outside of the dorm. A girl walks by, about 1.5 times my size, and my floor mates tease me by saying, "You won't get that girl's number." Me, never missing the opportunity to try and tell a lame joke, decides to tell them, if I have to use a scaffold to kiss her, I'm not getting her number. My friends laugh, but not at the joke, at me instead. Why? Because they didn't understand what a scaffold was. So, naturally, they decided to scold me for a solid 5 minutes for using what they call too big of a word for the joke, and that I should stop trying to sound smart. At first, I was angry. As a matter of fact, I was pretty livid. Who are these people to put me down for using a large vocabulary? Then the pivotal thought crossed my mind. What idiots. Yet, these kids were not idiots. They go to the same college I am, and are probably as equally as smart, if not smarter than I am. The thought crossed my mind. Maybe I am just socially awkward. But, at the same time, I feel as if this would have been told to me at some point in my life. Upon retrospect, the wealth of our families, and the areas was the culprit. My floor mates came from a middle-class area, where having a large vocabulary came off as pretentious and condescending. While in my wealthy upbringing, having a large vocabulary was not just accepted, but encouraged. After realizing this, I realized how much my upbringing had influenced what I thought was cool, what types of clothes I wore, even the things I said. Safe to say my preconceived notions were wrong. My wealth did have an influence on how I viewed the world. As a matter of fact, it completely molded me.